Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I'm very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build and another tiny home, which is not exactly what I was intending to do. I did have a picture on Pinterest that I was kind of going off of for the inspiration of this home. And now when I say I was going off of it, I mean it was very loosely based off of that photo. I will put it in the bottom left-hand side of the screen now for you guys to see. But what you'll see is that there is a sunroom, or what looks, at least what I would consider a sunroom, because it's basically just all windows. And that's pretty much what I wanted to ensure I added to this home. And that was it. Everything else I was kind of just going with whatever I thought looked nice, whatever I thought kind of fit this world. And originally I didn't want it to be this tiny. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit of a bigger cottage. But once I got the shape laid out and I realized that it actually met the tile count, I was like, wow, maybe I should just make it a tiny home. That would be kind of cool. It's an added challenge. I've been doing a few tiny homes lately, so why the heck not? And here we have it. This tiny home was born. That's pretty much it. And it's called the red and white tiny house, but I have to be honest with you, there really isn't that much red. There's some red flowers and there's like a bright red mailbox, but it's not as though the interior is red or anything like that. In fact, I used the color pink. Now, I say this with a lot of surprise behind my voice because I do not like pink. I really don't like pink at all. I might use subtle touches of it in a lot of homes. I think the one home that I used a lot of pink in, like throughout the entire house, was actually my large family home. That is my most watched video on the channel, and I really don't like pink. So using pink on the interior here was kind of painful for me, but I pushed through it because I know that my color preferences aren't everyone's color preferences, and therefore I thought, why the heck not? Let's just do it. Let's go ahead and make it a little bit of like a pink and purple interior. So I'm very excited for you guys to see that, but I did use some terrain manipulation here outside of the home, and the landscaping was a bit of a challenge because with using the terrain tools, I always realize that the plants are kind of hovering over ground level. They don't really sink into the ground the way that I would like them to. So I did use a little bit of the tool mod to actually make that rock and some of the landscaping sink into the ground. And it took a lot longer than I was anticipating at first. So you will see maybe a few cuts here and there of me going in and out of doing landscaping and using the tool mod, and then all of a sudden we might be to the interior and there's landscaping that you never saw before. But that's because I did it kind of off camera because it was starting to spread out a little bit too much, and it made the house look a lot smaller than it actually is. So that's kind of what I was struggling with. I was trying to balance out the size of the house and how overwhelming the landscaping looked. And I know that landscaping is one thing that I really love doing, but I do go like overboard, and in a good way. I say that in a good way because I really like my landscaping personally, but I think for this home it just seemed like a little much. Like even here, I think I do keep this rock here and the landscaping around it, but I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think because since I use the terrain tools, it's raised up from the ground a bit, so maybe it looks like it's a little bit more on a little rocky hill. I mean, I don't even know if I would call this a hill. It's really just like a little raised area. It's not really a hill, but yeah, I did the landscaping around the entire home, and then we go on to the interior, sorting out the floor plan, which was very, very simple considering it is a tiny home. And if you guys did not know, when I say tiny home, I mean like tier 2 tiny home. So it's not a micro home, it's not a small home, it is an actual tiny home. And I actually use the platforms a little bit in this house as well, which is unusual for me because I don't use the platforms very much. I was trying to use them outside, if you guys saw earlier on the exterior, and they threw me for a loop, and I was like, nope, I'm not using them. But I thought that sinking down the sunroom would be kind of nice. And what would be more perfect than the dining room being in this little sunroom? I was thinking of making it the living room, but it was really, really small, and I knew I had a lot more space in the main portion of the house to make the living room not as claustrophobic in a way. So I wanted to make this the little dining room, and I used the paranormal chairs, and I just really loved how it came out. I thought it looked so cute. I've never really done anything like this before, and since I really wanted to just have a sunroom on this tiny home, I thought it was absolutely wonderful how it all came together. And I even got to use the paranormal curtains in the white swatch, which I will say that the paranormal stuff, it is very, very vibrant, but we also have the white and black swatches. And I haven't really been able to use the white swatches of the curtains that much. So I was really, really stoked to do that. I was also able to use the paranormal wallpaper here and the couch. I might as well, I was so close to just making this a pack restricted build. I swear I could have done it. I could have done it if I wanted to. I could have made it like the paranormal stuff pack, tiny living, cats and dogs. This is starting to become a lot less restricted than I thought it would be, but I also used the new country kitchen kit for the kitchen too. But it was a really cute space, and I used complements of purple and this color here, which I would consider it's almost like a ruby color. I know ruby's really red, so maybe that's not true. Is it rouge? Is that the color? The mauve? Is it mauve? I can't remember. Did you guys ever watch Hey Arnold? And there was this one episode where they were making streetcars, like the little box cars. And Eugene, the little redhead, he was just like, I want to call it the Mauve Storm. And the color was mauve, and I thought it was purple. And that's pretty much why why the color mauve even just popped into my head right now. But anyway, we are finishing up the living space, and it is pretty spacious. I was really happy with that. The kitchen is a little bit more of a galley kitchen, I suppose, just with how I had to place some of the doors to get into the bedroom and the bathroom, but it still worked perfectly, though I did struggle with the overhead cabinets with the country kitchen kit. I love that kit so much. It is my favorite one out of all of them. And I like how the cabinets are diversified. But one, these cabinets seem huge. Like, they seem huge. I even take out some cabinets. It might be on camera, it might not be, but I take out a few different cabinets because I'm like, are all of the cabinets this deep? Are they all this big and jutting off the wall? And that's why I almost used the Parenthood ones, but I was like, no, I don't think I want to use the Parenthood ones. I don't really know what I want to do. I can't find a combination I like now. And I may keep the Parenthood ones. I can't remember, but that was my comparison because the kit cabinets were just so big, and I don't know how I didn't notice that before. But I have pretty much figured out the kitchen at this point. Now I'm just going to clutter it up a little bit with a few objects, again, from the country kitchen kit, and just a few other decorative things. I wanted to, of course, make sure that there was at least one countertop that was free for your Sims to go ahead and chop things up on. And then I decorated the bookshelf a little tiny bit. And then I believe we move on to the bathroom, which is very, very simple. There's really nothing complex about the bathroom. But again, even though this is a tiny home, I was able to create a full bathroom that didn't seem really, really small. My bathrooms are usually 2x3, I want to say, and I was able to make a 2x4 bathroom, which is pretty wild. I probably could have expanded the bedroom a bit, but I didn't think I had to because I had plenty of room for a double bed and a dresser in that room. It was pretty wild. I don't know where I came up with this extra space, and I don't even remember how many tiles this home is. I just know that it qualifies as a tiny home. So it's under that 64 tile limit. I want to say it's 64 tiles, but it's a really cozy room, and you could have a single sim or two sims live here. I was kind of thinking that maybe it was a college student that just graduated and that they majored in art or something. Granted, I didn't put an easel anywhere, so there goes that idea. But I don't know, just a recent college grad, and they decided to get a tiny home down by the ocean because it was a really affordable option. It allowed them to pick up and move. If you're thinking of tiny homes, a lot of them are mobile, so maybe they can pick up and move wherever they want. But other than that, there wasn't really much of a backstory, but I did put 2 robes in here. So maybe it is a couple or something like that, or 2 friends. I don't know. Maybe they're just very close and they don't mind sharing a bed. But now we are working on the exterior. There's just a little pathway down to the beach, a little bit more landscaping, and I do add a few outdoor activities. I think there's a bee box. There's also an outside dining table so they could eat outside at the picnic table, which is so freaking cute. And I just love the little pops of red everywhere. It just makes me so happy. And I also use the tool mod to lower this fence into the ground because naturally it hovers, which is a little bit weird, but it was really nice because it matched the fence that leads down to the beach and that little dock area. So I thought that was really cute. And other than that, there are just a few more outside activities. So I hope you guys did enjoy this little tiny home. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video with another rambly voiceover, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
straight cruising, headed for a bruising, watching out for number one. You gotta slow down and look around you, son. Today is just today and not tomorrow.